First of all, I want to tell you a secret that nobody reveals. If you have a close look at all the successful freelancers and agency owners, they have one secret in common. They all have a beautiful portfolio website. That's the catch. Yes, if you want to stand out from the crowd, you must have a portfolio website. No matter if you do freelancing on marketplaces like Upwork or Fiverr, or if you hunt clients from the social media, the first thing you should have is your portfolio. In this tutorial, I'll show you step by step how to create an amazing portfolio website that will attract clients like a magnet. And we'll be using all free resources to create this beautiful website. Let's have a sneak peek on what we will create in this tutorial from scratch. We will create a very clean banner area with headings, buttons, and social icons. About area with your display image and basic information. Your experience area. Services area within beautiful cards. Portfolio area. You can keep portfolios within this beautiful filterable gallery. Testimonial carousel, so new clients would know your worth. Contact area with a fully functional contact form. So when anyone submits this form, you will get an instant email notification. And of course, it has a clean and minimal footer. It has a fixed nav bar at the bottom. When you scroll the page, they will be auto-activated. And the most interesting thing is, it has a dark light toggle option. So by clicking on this button, people can switch to dark and light version of your website. How cool is that? And most importantly, we'll learn how to make this website 100% responsive for tablet and mobile devices. Can you believe we'll be doing all this just by using a free page builder? You don't need any kind of design skills nor any kind of coding experience. This tutorial is for complete beginners. And by using Elementor Page Builder, we'll create everything just by drag and drop. Now let me introduce you to myself first. My name is Taimur Nishat. I'm a professional web developer. In the past, I have completed so many freelance WordPress projects for my clients. So basically, you're learning all the best methods and techniques from a real professional web developer. I'm really excited. If you're excited like me, please give this video a big thumbs up. This is the only thing I want from you. Other than that, this video is completely free for you. Just have a look. If you like this video, then from YouTube's red bar, you can go to liked videos and find this video easily later. Alright, we will be creating this beautiful website in easy 4 steps. First, I'll show you how to get your own domain name and web hosting. I will also provide you a 78% discount link. Then, how to install WordPress, how to install a free theme, and a free page builder. Finally, we will start creating our amazing website step by step. I will be also adding a timestamp in the description so you can always jump into the necessary part you need. Let's now start with step number 1, which is to get the domain name and web hosting. So first of all, what is a domain name? Domain name is basically your website address, like Facebook has facebook.com, Amazon has amazon.com, we have jimfahaddigital.com. Similarly, for your website, you need an address that will be your website name.com. And what is web hosting? Web hosting is the storage space for your website. All the images, text you will have in your website, all will be stored on your own web hosting. As you are owning your own web hosting, so there wouldn't be any limitation. You can run ads, you can upload text or images, you can upload any themes or plugins you want. You are in charge of your own website. Now, how to get your own web hosting with a free domain name? So first, just click on the very first link in the description below this video, or you can just go to jimfahaddigital.com/best host. And this will take you to a special discount Hostinger page. So why Hostinger? In my opinion, Hostinger is the most affordable and also the fastest web hosting provider available. Just have a look into their Trustpilot reviews. People are super happy with their hosting speed, affordable pricing, and customer support. Now from here, you can change your language. If you speak Spanish, Portuguese, or Hindi, you can select any language from here. One thing I also want to say is that this page changes quite often. In fact, they probably change it once a month. So if the banner or interface looks different, don't worry, don't panic. This happens quite often. It's the same website. Let's scroll down a bit. You'll find all different plans. By the way, here we can see 3 plans, but sometime you may see 4 plans here. But just don't panic because you can create your website with any of these plans. But as you are starting out, I recommend taking this premium or business plan. With both of these plans, you can create up to 100 websites. For example, today you're creating a portfolio website, tomorrow you want to create a business website, and next week you want to create an e-commerce website, so you don't need to purchase hosting each time. So here, with this premium plan, you'll get 100 GB of SSD storage. With the business plan, you get 200 GB of NVMe storage, and with any of these plans, you'll get all the features like unlimited free SSL, so all of your website would be encrypted and super secure. Unlimited bandwidth, so there wouldn't be any limit how many website visitors you will have. Free email, you can create hundreds of professional email addresses like info@yourwebsite.com or admin@yourwebsite.com like this. Then free domain. Yes, like I said, you'll get a domain name for free. You'll also get tons of WordPress features like free one-click WordPress installation, free website migration, so if you want to move your existing website from another hosting provider to Hostinger, they will transfer it on behalf of you. How cool is that? Now let's talk about the security. Personally, I'm very serious about website security, and Hostinger just nailed it with all of these features like Cloudflare protected name servers, malware scanners, and all of these. I've had very bad experiences with other web hosting providers. We have got so many malware attacks and we had to pay the hosting providers additionally to use their other security tools. But here in the Hostinger, you're getting all of these security tools for free. Now let's select a plan. Like I said, you can take any of this plan based on your needs. For now, I'm taking the premium plan. You can upgrade it later anytime, so click on Add to Cart. Alright, right here, you're going to see different options. Now this is referring how long do you want to host with Hostinger. So we have 1 month, 12 months, 14 months, and then we also have 48 months. First of all, I don't recommend going with the 1 month because it's almost $12 a month, which is super expensive and we don't want that. My recommendation would be go with 48 months. So for the 4 years, you just need to pay $2.99 per month. That will save you $432. And then after those 4 years, you start to pay $7.99 per month, which is still super affordable for a web hosting plan that can hold up to 100 websites. But if you just want to start with 2 years or 1 year, you can click over here. And then in your first year, you just have to pay $3.19 per month, and you're still going to create up to 100 websites. And after that, first year you start to pay $9.99 per month. So the longer the first period, the more discount you will get when you renew your plan. So if you have the budget and you want to get the most discount possible, you can go for the 48 months. And after those 48 months, you start pay around $7.99 per month instead of $9.99 per month. But wait, there is more. If you scroll down here you'll see have a coupon code. And if you fill with my special coupon code JFD10 and then click on the apply, you'll now get a total of 76% discount. Can you believe we are getting a super fast web hosting with the free domain name for the full year only for $34? What an amazing deal, right? So I scroll up again. Here you see pricing is only $2.87 a month for the first 12 months, 2.78 a month per the first 24 months and 2.69 a month for first 48 months. Now let's scroll down, put your email here. Make sure you use your best email address because they will create hosting account with this email address. And then let's put a very strong password here. Now you see you can pay with your credit card, PayPal or Google Pay, or you can even pay using your cryptocurrency. Also, you may see more different local payment options based on your country. So let's just skip this part and scroll down here. And in here, I'm just putting my card informations. Then let's just click on Submit Secure Payment. So from here, you can skip this part. From here, make sure you select WordPress from here. Now, let's click on the Select WordPress button. So here it says create login details for WordPress account. So in order to create an WordPress account, we need to put our email address and password. So my email address is already here, so I'm using this one. And let's put a strong password. I pasted my password, then let's click on the next. And now it says, what will your website look like? So right now we don't want any theme, so we'll just click on the skip. Here it says, do you want pre-selected plugins for your website? No, I don't want it. So let's click on here. No, I want to select plugins manually, and let's then click on the next. Also, we can just skip this. So in here, it's asking what's your website name. So basically it's referring to choose your domain name. So let's select a name for our site. Let's type JFD Toots. Once I typed in, you can see on the bottom, it's suggesting the domain with the extension like jfdtoots.in, jfdtoots.me, and jfdtoots.com and more. From here, you can choose any extension you like, but I recommend you to choose the .com because it sounds more professional and legit. So I'm gonna choose the .com and I'm just gonna click next. Here it says where is your target audience. You can just keep this default, which in my case they have selected a data center in the United States, the closest one they have to my country, but in your case it can be a different one. So you can just keep it default or change it from here, or you can just change it later on. So I'm just keeping it as it is and I'm just clicking on the next button. Now it's installing WordPress. We are almost there. Let's just wait a bit. And right now, we're at the control panel of the Hostinger. And from here, if we go into the Home tab, you'll see in the account actions, it's saying we have sent a verification email to your Gmail account. So let's check our email. You'll find an email address in your inbox that's called verify your email address. Now from here, we'll just simply click on this verify email. Now it will take you back to the Hostinger cPanel with the email address confirmed. Now from here, I want to get my WordPress. So from the premium web hosting here on this manage button, I'm just gonna click this. Now it will take us to the Hostinger dashboard. Now from here, it says WordPress overview. Let's click that. And then under here, it says admin panel. Let's just click on here. And it will directly take us to the WordPress dashboard. Alright, so we are at our WordPress admin panel or WordPress dashboard. So on the left hand side, I'll make you familiar with these options like posts, media, pages, comments, appearance, plugin, user, tools and everything. These are actually very easy and self-explanatory, but I'll just make you more familiar with this. But before doing anything, I'd like to clean up the environment around. Because personally, I like to work on a cleaner environment rather than a messy environment. So let's just start from here. This is the welcome pop-up. I'll just close it by clicking the dismiss button. Also, you can close these drop downs by clicking here, or if you want, you can open the screen options, and from here you can deselect every of them like this. Now the WordPress dashboard is much cleaner and fresh. But I want to clean up more. Like we can go to plugins. From here, click on installed plugins. we have some plugins already installed here. These actually came by default after installing the WordPress. If you are wondering what is plugins, plugin is basically extra tool or extra add-on which extends the functionality of your WordPress website. Of course, we're gonna use some plugins to build our website, but we are not using these specific ones. So what can we do is select all plugins by clicking here, then go to bulk action, select the deactive, and then click on apply. Now all the plugins is been deactivated. Now select all the plugins again, go to bulk action, this time select the delete and click on the apply button. It's asking you that are you sure? Of course we are sure, so just click OK. Now all the unnecessary plugins has been successfully deleted. Great. And now the next thing I want to show is how you can change your password and other basic user information. So from the left side, hover on the users and click on the profile. In here, under profile, this is admin color scheme. Here you can select this light, modern or blue color scheme to change the whole dashboard color, but this doesn't actually matter that much because only you can see this. So I'm gonna keep it default. And if you scroll down, you'll see a language option where you can select any language. You can choose your native language or select English language, or you can just keep the site default. So I'm keeping the site default. And if you scroll down a bit, you'll see you have an input for your first name. So I'm gonna put my first name, Taimur, and the last name, Nishat. And from here, in the nickname, I'm gonna just put my full name, Taimur Nishat. And this one, the display name is an important thing. So from here, you get couple variation, but I'm gonna choose this variation because the display name will display it to users most of the time like this. This is a post and the author name here is Jim Fahad. So this is actually the display name he chose. Like in our case, we choose this one. Alright, and from here you can choose your email address, and this is your website's URL. I'm not messing with these options right now. So I'm gonna scroll down, and from here you can actually change your profile picture. This is the profile picture of your WordPress dashboard. So if you want to change it, you can click it here. You can just simply change your profile picture. And here under account management, you can set new password. If you click here, the WordPress suggests you a very strong password, but I'll just use my own password, which I can remember easily. Although it's showing medium, but I'll keep it as it is right now. Now scroll down and you'll see a update profile button. Just click it to update your profile. Now at this point, I want to make you familiar with two basic terms. One is the backend of our website, which is this dashboard, and another is front end of our website. So this everything what we are seeing right now, this all the options, all the contents here is our backend website. If you want to see your WordPress front end website, you can simply hover here on the site logo and click on the visit site. I'm opening on a new tab and I'm going on the tab, and as you can see, this is your WordPress front end website where the whole world can see this portion of our website. Right now this is looking like this, but of course we'll make a custom design of our front end website using page builders. And by the way, we can see this black top bar on the top. Only we can see this as we are logged in as an admin of our website. Otherwise, no user can see this. By the way, before jumping to the next thing, I want to change some simple settings. So I'm gonna go back to my WordPress dashboard and go to settings, and under the settings, I'm gonna click on general. From here, in general settings, we can change our site title to anything we want, like this. And in here, in the tagline, you can actually put some meaningful stuff like best website in California. This can actually help you to rank on the search engines. Then I'm gonna scroll down, and of course you can change the language, and then here we have the time zone settings. You can choose any settings, date format and time format in between. Then I'm just simply save the changes. Then the next thing I would like to do is I'll go to permalinks under the settings, and this permalink settings is very important. Right now the permalink structure is set as day and name. Sometimes it also can be set on the plain. Right now it is day and name, but I always recommend you to choose this post name, because I'll just show you a simple demonstration of difference between plain and post name permalinks. So here, this is the plain permalinks. In the URL of your website, this will be like yourwebsite.com/bizarre number versus the post name. Here, it will be like yourwebsite.com/a page name like about us or a post name. So this one looks better, cleaner, and it's human readable. And also it will help you rank on the search engines as well. So now I'm gonna go ahead and save the changes. Alright, so the thing we are talking about was the backend of our website, which is this dashboard, and the front end of our website. This is the front end of our website. Right now this is looking like this, but of course we can change this. There is many ways to change the look and feel of your front end website, and I'd like to introduce a way that is you can use themes to change look and feel of your front end website. So I'm gonna go back to our dashboard. Under the appearance, I'm gonna click on the themes, and we can see here we have already plenty of theme installed. Like this one is 2024, this one is 2023 and 1 and 2. Right now the 2024 is activated. As you can see, this is the one. So for example, let's try this one, the 2021. I'm gonna click on active button. So this one is the active one right now, and I'm gonna go back to our front end website in the new tab and just reload the tab. So as you can see, the front end of our website has been changed according to the theme. Now I'm gonna go back on the dashboard. From here you can actually add new themes in your list. You can click on add new theme or click on add new theme from here. In here you have access to thousands of themes, and also you can search here as well. I'm gonna search hello Elementor, and I'm gonna install this one by clicking there. It has been installed, and now I'm gonna go back to the themes and activate this one. Now the hello theme is activated, and we can see it here by reloading the page. I know nothing crazy here, but as I have said earlier, we are gonna use a page builder to build our page. So now to do that, first thing we need a page builder. And what is the best page builder in WordPress? Yes, Elementor. And it's completely free to install and use Elementor plugin. To get the Elementor free version, you can just go to jimfahaddigital.com, and also I'll put the link of this page in the description. And if you go under important links in this page, you will find a link that says get Elementor free version. So I'm gonna go on this link, and it will take us to the Elementor Pro purchase page. Although we are gonna be using the Elementor free version, but let me just give you a little tour of the Elementor Pro version. Here we have different pricing plans for Elementor Pro. In the Pro version of the Elementor, we get some advanced features like Pro widgets, dynamic content, custom code and CSS, e-commerce features, and many more. Using these, you can not only create your own website, but also can create website for clients like e-commerce website and advanced blogging website very easily. So like I said, we're gonna be using the Elementor free version. So you can just log in for free account from here. Now from here, you can create an account. Here you can use your Google, Facebook or Apple account, or you can continue with your email address. If you click on here, it will ask you for your email address and your password. Just simply enter and create your account. But as I have already created an account, so I don't wanna recreate the account, so I'm just gonna sign in. And I'm just gonna continue with my already created account. I'm gonna put my password and click sign in. Okay, now after creating your Elementor free account, you can go back to your WordPress dashboard. Now we have to install the Elementor plugin. So let's go to plugins, click add new plugin, and let's search Elementor. There you go. This is the Elementor website builder, and you can see it has 5 million active installations. So let's click on install now. And then click on activate. So now the Elementor is installed and activated. Now let's add some other necessary plugins. Let's go to add new plugin. I'll search Essential add-ons and I'll install this one, and then I'm gonna search Elements Kit, and I'm gonna go ahead and install this one. And finally I'm gonna search Metform and install this. And then I'm gonna go back to the plugins. I'll select the new plugins, and from the bulk action I'll select the active and then click on the apply. This is the onboard from a plugin, so I'll just skip this. Alright, so let's go back to the plugins, and you'll see all the plugins are active. Great. And now I'm really excited to show you the power of the Elementor, which is this particular plugin. But before anything, we need pages to build things, right? So let's go to pages. By default, you will see there is some pages coming from the WordPress. So we'll just select all, and from the bulk action we'll select move to trash, click on apply, and I'll just quickly close all this pop-up. Okay, so now we want to create our home page. So I'm gonna go ahead and add new page from here. I'll name our home page as home, and I'm just gonna click publish and again publish. Now the home is live. But one thing, if we go to our front end, we will see nothing has been changed here. The home we have just published is not showing here. But why is that? Because WordPress shows all the posts on the default URL by default. But we don't want that, right? We want our custom homepage on the default URL. So to achieve that, let's go back to our dashboard. Under the settings, you'll see there is reading option. click there, and under reading settings, currently your home page displays your latest posts, but instead we want a static page, so we will select this one, and from the home page select the home that we have just published. Now just click on save changes. So now if we go back to our front end and refresh, you will see we have some content that is coming from the home page we have just published. Alright, now go back to the dashboard in the pages, and we are gonna build this page using the Elementor page builder. So I'm gonna click on the edit, and from here this button says edit with Elementor, so I'm gonna go ahead and click it. And this is gonna take us to the Elementor page builder. You can just close this pop-up. So finally we are in our Elementor page builder, where the fun part begins. On this right side, this is the main building area in the page builder, and on the left side this is Elementor panel, and in here these each items are called Elementor elements or widgets, like this heading element or widget, this image element or widget, similarly the text editor, video, button, and more. If you scroll down here, you'll see a part that contains all the widgets with premium features. But we are only using the Elementor free version for this tutorial, so we are not gonna use any of these. So we are just gonna keep this closed. And if you scroll down a little bit more, you will see there is more free widgets that you can use to build your website. By the way, here if you notice one thing, in this area everything is exactly same as our front-end website here. So from here we are gonna start creating our masterpiece. Now let me give you a basic idea that how this amazing page builder works. So from here, let's click on this plus icon and select a structure. I'm selecting the first one. Now as you can see, it's added a basic box. You can change its height by dragging the slider to the right, or you can decrease its height by dragging it to the left. Alternatively, you can put custom value like 400 pixel, so it's now having 400 pixel of height. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and make the justify content center. I'll just explain you this in few moments. So let's color this box. To color, go to the style tab from the left, and here in the background type select classic, and from the color click here, and you will have a full color picker. And by using these knobs you can control and set any color you like. So let's make it full black. So now our box is fully black. Now let's say you wanna add more content here. To add new contents, all you have to do is click on this grid icon from the top, and you will have all widgets shown in the sidebar. So let's try this heading. To add this heading, just drag it from here and drop it inside the box. You can change the heading text by triple clicking, or from here you can edit from this field. I'm just typing Jim Fahad Digital. Also, you can change the text color from the style. You can see it's already having a bluish color by default, but you can always change it. So click here, and from the color picker I'm choosing fully white color. Also here from the alignment, you can make your text aligned on the left, right, or center. I'm keeping this centered. Then here is typography. You can click on this edit icon to open its typography. Here you can see the font family. Currently it's Roboto, but we can open it and you can see we have all the Google fonts available here. So we can type Poppins and it will suggest it, and we'll select this. After selecting, the text font is instantly changed. Also from here you can change the font size by dragging the slider here, or you can put custom value. I'm putting like 40 pixel, and this is the font weight. With this you can choose the text thickness. You can choose the higher number to make the text bolder, and you can choose the lower numbers to make it thinner. So I'm gonna keep it 600, which is semi bold. And this is the transform. You can use this to fully uppercase your text or fully lowercase your text or capitalize your text. I'm just gonna keep it default. And from the style here, you can style your text like italic. So you can just play with these different options. And then I'm gonna show you these options, the letter spacing. This letter spacing can literally add space between each of your letters. So if you drag the slider to the right, it will start adding the space between your letters. And then there is word spacing that can add space between each words. Actually, you can be super creative combining these options. Okay, so I'm gonna keep everything default. And now let's say you want to add a paragraph underneath this heading. So click on the grid icon again and drag the text editor underneath this heading. Here you go, you have some dummy text here. You can change it or keep it. So just for now, I'm keeping it. And from the style, let's change its color, something like gray. And from the alignment, let's select the center to center the text. And you also get the typography option for this paragraph also. Let's choose the pop-ins here as well. You can mess with the size and everything. Now let's say you want to add something else like a button underneath this paragraph. So I'm dragging and dropping it. You can change the button text to like contact me, and you can put a link like http://gymfahaddigital.com. So whenever a visitor will click on this button, it will take them to this link, which is great. Then from here you can choose the align. I'm choosing it to the center. If you now want to style this button, yes, you guessed it right, you need to go to the style tab. From the text color, you can change the text color, and from the background color, you can choose the background color. So I'm choosing a red type of background color for this, like this. So right now the button background color is initially red, but if you want a hover effect on this, like when you hover the mouse over the button, you get a hover effect. So how you can do it? It's very easy. Just switch to the hover here, add a text color. I'm gonna add white, and on the background color I'm gonna add a shade of blue. So whenever you hover the mouse over the button will change its color. How cool is that? Now what if you want some gap or space between your each elements? Let's say you want some space from top of this element or from the bottom of this element. At this point, let me introduce you the Advanced tab. In the Advanced tab, you will find all the advanced properties, including the margin, padding, position, and options like z-index and many more. We will learn everything later in this tutorial. For now, let's focus on adding space or gaps. So to add space, we have the margin and padding. These two properties are the most commonly used to add spaces. Let's try the margin. To use it, let's first unlink the values. And let's say you want some margin from the top of this element. So let's add some space on the top, like 20 pixel, and you see the 20 pixel space has been added from the top. And now we want some padding on the bottom, so I'm gonna give 30 pixel space from the bottom, and you can see it's added the space. Now the padding will work similarly, like let's try 20 pixel from the top and 30 pixel for the bottom. It's adding the same amount of space, but it's working a little bit differently. We will learn in depth later in this tutorial. So for now, let's keep as it is. Just keep in mind that you always can add spaces between elements using margin and padding. So basically this was the very basic demonstration of how a page builder works. And now let's say you don't like an element here. You can just right click on that element and you will find the delete option here. If you click the delete, it will be completely gone. And if you want to delete the whole main container, you can click the cross icon to completely delete it. And later, if you change your mind, you can always hit Ctrl Z to undo your actions, or Ctrl Z to redo the action. So to summarize this, each item here has 3 tabs: layout, style, and advanced. In the layout, it's basically all like basic structure, like you can add text, you can edit text, like that. And in the style tab, it's all about styling. Like you can pick a color, you can change the typography and everything. And advanced tab, there's many advanced options that can help do very advanced things. So now let's just delete the whole thing, because at this point I want to make you understand the flex container concept. Using the flex container concept, you can create any layout or any structure all by yourself. So this will be very important for you to learn. So let's add a container using the plus icon. From the structure here, you have many structure that you can use. So 2 most common used structures are column directed container and the row directed container. So let's choose the column directed one. So as you know, it adds a basic block, and from here we can change the height of the box. As you drag it to the right, it will increase its height, or drag it to the left to make the height decrease. So let's set a custom value of 600 pixel. So this is our main container or the parent container. If we wanna add another container inside this parent container, we can click on this grid icon and drag a container inside this parent container. Now another container is added. We can call it child container, and the main one was the parent container. Now from here we are gonna select our child container, and in content width we will select the full width, and from here we will choose the pixel property, so it will give us a very straight value. So we are gonna make it like 300 pixel, and for minimum height we're gonna make it 150 pixel. Now I want to make you better understand the parent and child structure, so I'm just gonna give them different colors. So I'm gonna make the parent container something like blue but very light, and I'm gonna select the child container and give it a background color of blue, but this time deeper blue. Alright, now I want to duplicate the child container, so I need to right click on the duplicate, and it will be exactly the same. I want another one, so I'm duplicating it again. So now before we do anything, let's do a little bit tweak on the parent container. From the min height, we will just increase the height a little bit so I can show you some stuff. So here we have justify content property. If we select the justify content center, it will align the inside items to center. If we do justify content end, it will put all the contents to the end. If we select this one, justify content space between, it will add equal gap between the childs. Similarly, here in the align items, if we click on the center, it will horizontally center the child inside the parent. So let's select the justify content center. Now let's get more familiar with this direction property. Right now this is selected as column based direction because earlier we have added the column based container. Now we can make it row based container by selecting this row based direction. If we select it, you can see the inside contents are ordered in horizontally. Before, when it was the column based, it was ordered vertically. Now it's ordered nicely horizontally. So that's how basically the direction works. Then we have the gaps property. If you notice here, we have some default gaps in between the child elements. This is happening because of the gaps. Here you can see by default it has column gap of 20 pixel and row gap of 20 pixel. So if we unlink this, and it will become 0, and right now you see there is no gap between the child elements. So let's add our custom gap. So let's add, for example, 30 pixel. So again it added 30 pixel gap in between the elements. Now one thing here, if we make the direction to vertical again, you will notice there is no gap between the elements. This is because the row gap is 0 right now. So if we make the row gap 30 pixel, it will add the 30 pixel gap between the childs again. So let's keep it row direction. And remember one thing, that you make any settings on the parent container is only applicable for its immediate child containers. What I mean by that, let me give you a small example. For example, I want to add a new element inside this middle child container. I'm gonna click on the plus icon. I'll just drag a button inside this child container. And if we select this child container and select the justify content center and align item center, it's showing the effect inside this container. Now if we select this main parent container and make the justify content start and align item start, you will notice every blue child containers is affecting by the parent container, but not this inner child container, because this is the immediate child of this inner container, and these blue childs are immediate child of the main parent container. So let's make everything nicely centered. So these were the very basic example of the flex settings. So basically this direction, justify content, then aligned items and gaps, these are basically all the flex settings. For some reason, if you did not understand or got a bit confused, you can watch last 3 to 5 minutes to get it properly. Otherwise, I think it's enough theoretical talks because I like more practical stuff rather than theoretical stuff. Now let's move on to the step-by-step tutorial, and trust me, it's gonna be fun. And one thing here, as you see, the tutorial is hours long, so if you are ready to invest your next 1 to 3 hours, then you can follow this tutorial. But let's say all of you don't have such long time, or you are on a rush and you wanna make your website really fast instead of watching 1 to 2 hour long tutorial. Then I have another approach for you. You can use ready template from kitpapa.com. Of course, we will create the whole website from scratch step by step, but the kitpapa.com is for the people who want to create their website really fast. So here, just let me give you a quick tour of the kitpapa.com. If you scroll down here, you'll see you have website of almost every category you can imagine. There is business, there is portfolio, there is freelancer, technology and apps, education, health, medical, food and restaurant, sport and fitness, you name it. These are perfectly dedicated ready templates for each of the category. Not only you can create fully professional website for you, but also you can create website for your clients within a few clicks. Let's say you have a client who is a lawyer and he wants his website to be fully professional, and at the same time he wants it really fast. So it has a lawyer category here. So let's get in the lawyer category and check out. They have 3 ready templates within the lawyer category. Let's check this one out. Here, let's look around on things a little bit. You will find a very interesting thing here. Before you purchase a template here, you can literally see a fully live demonstration from here. You can see the full page and interact with everything within this beautiful iframe. You can go to another page from here. Also, very interesting thing is you can check the responsiveness of the website. Like I'm checking the tab version, how it looks on the tab, or I'm checking the mobile version. You can check how it looks on the mobile devices, which is really great. Then if you close this and if you scroll down, you will find every single documentation to use this kit. Also, you have a video installation guide of around 3 minutes which fully explains how to use this kit, which is amazing. So now you can actually watch this only 3-minute video of this ready template and make a whole website out of it instead of watching the hours-long tutorial, which is really amazing. Also, if we scroll up, we can see this fully ready template is only $14.99, which is really affordable because you can actually use this ready template for your multiple projects and you can charge your clients couple $1,000s very easily. So that's a great win for you. Or let's say you are an agency or a freelancer and you need to create templates quite frequently for your clients, you can actually grab their buy all package. So if you notice, they have some discount going on right now. So if we click on the grab the deal, you can actually get full access to the premium kits, like all the kits they have in their website, instead of purchasing each one of their kits. Also, you will get their future updates, like whenever they will add a new theme, you will just get that theme for free, and it's for lifetime. So right now on their website, limited time discount going on for the lifetime access, and that's just for only $49. Honestly, in my opinion, that's a great deal. Like they have 180 plus premium kits and they update 10 plus templates per month. What more can you expect? So now for this particular tutorial, we'll be creating a theme. So let's go back to the home page of the Kit Papa and search Orbit. In this tutorial, we are going to make the kit like this. So as you know, of course we will create the whole website step by step in the Elementor, but you always have option to buy the whole ready template from the kitpapa.com. Now before jumping in, I want to remove these additional contents which are coming from the Hello theme by default. To do that, from the bottom here, click on this setting icon, then in the page layout, select the Elementor canvas. Now it will give us a fresh and empty canvas where we will create our amazing website. Alright, so as you know, we will create our site and we will have a light mode and a dark mode feature in our website. So we will create the dark version first, then we will go ahead and create the light version. So now I'm taking a container structure from here, and inside this container we are going to actually add all the elements and all the things we are going to have in our website for our dark version. So for your better understanding, I'll turn on the navigator from the bottom here, and you will see we are having a navigator here. From here we can see all structure and all the containers we have in this builder. So right now we are having a container which is this. So as you can see in the navigator as well, the container is here. So right now it's named container, but as I said earlier, we're gonna put all the elements for the dark version of our website. So I'm just gonna name it dark version. So now let's style our dark version container. So from the style tab here in the background type, I'll choose classic, and background color will be, because it's dark, so I'm gonna put 0B111BE. So we have a black color. Now let's add our header section within this container. So I'm dragging a container in, and as you can see in this dark version container, we have added another container. So we are gonna name it header section, and I'm gonna select this header section and go to the advanced. From here I'm gonna make the padding all 0, and from the layout I'm gonna select the direction row, and then I'm gonna make the justify content space between, and the aligned items will be centered. Then I'm gonna go ahead and click on this advanced tab, and from here in the padding I'm gonna make it all 0. So our work is done with the header section. So now let's go ahead and add another container inside the header section. Then from here I'll set the container width 970 pixel. Then I'm gonna make the direction row. I'm gonna select the justify content space between, then I'm gonna set the align items to center. So this is basically the layout of our header section. So now I'm gonna add a logo on the left side. So I'm clicking on this grid icon. Now let's drag an image element or widget inside this container. Now from here we're gonna choose image. So when you click here, you're gonna have a whole media management pop-up where you can upload files and manage them. From here you can select the files by clicking this select files, and you can just select all files from your desktop and click on the open. So it will all be uploaded at once. From here you can select your images from your computer. By the way, if you want to follow the whole tutorial and want to use the exact images I have used, then you can go to this page which I'll put in the description, and under the important links you can see one link is here. It says download the images I have used in this tutorial. So after downloading the file, you will have a folder structure like this. One folder is image folder and another is templates. So basically we will be using this images folder to get all our images. So now let's go back to our Elementor. You can just drop all your files or click here to select all the files from your computer. Select all files and click on open, and it will be uploaded all together. So from here I'm selecting this image which is our logo for the header. So select it like this and click on this select button. So as you can see, our image is added. Now let's rename this image as logo. Then from here in the style, I'm gonna select the pixel property to keep it a straight value, and I'm gonna make it 60 pixel. Then from the alignment I'm gonna choose center. Right now this apparently does nothing, but you'll understand it later why we have selected this. So next we're going to add our dark mode icon. So I'm gonna click on grid icons, and then from search widget I'm gonna search icon, and from here you'll get many icons options, but right now I need this one, so I'm dragging it inside the header container and dropping it. Now this by default having a star icon, but we're gonna change it from here. Click on the icon library, and from here we are gonna search moon, and I'm gonna just select this one and hit insert. Then we're gonna going to style tab. From here I'm gonna make the size of the icon 20 pixel, and I'll make the color PABEC4. It's a gray kind of color. So this is our header where we are having a logo and a simple icon. When a visitor will click on this icon, the whole site's color mode will be changed. So we will function that later after we create our static page. Right now let's go ahead and add another container right after the header container like this, and this time we're gonna name it banner section. So this is our header section and this one is our banner section. And now we're gonna work a little bit on our banner section. So I'm selecting this and I'm making the direction row. Then I'm gonna go ahead in the advanced and unlink the value of padding, and I'm gonna make it 60 pixel, 10 pixel, 10 pixel, and 10 pixel. So I'm giving it 60 pixel padding from the top, 10 from the right, 10 from the bottom, and the 10 from the left. Alright, now let's add another container inside this banner container, similar to the header section we have. Now select this new container from the style, and I'm gonna make it width of 970 pixel. And now I'm gonna add a heading into the banner container. Now I'll change the text to hello, I am. Now within the style tab, I'll make the color F0, F2, F4. Then in the typography, I'll choose the font family, the Poppins, and I'm gonna make the size 14 pixel, and then I'm gonna select the font width 500, and then I'm gonna go ahead in the advanced tab and unlink the margin value. Then from the bottom, I'll add a negative margin, which is -5. Then next, I'm gonna add another heading underneath this heading, and I'll change the text to John Doe, and from the style tab, I'm gonna make it centered align, and the text color will be F0, F2, F4. Now from the typography, I'm gonna choose Poppins again, and the size will be 40 pixel, and the font width is 600. And now I'm gonna go to advanced, and I'll add the negative margin here as well, so -5, -5. And then we're gonna add another heading underneath this John Doe heading. Then we're gonna change the text to front end developer. This time I want this text style to be exactly same as this one. So what we can do is, I'll just right click here and then copy it, and right click here, then paste style. So its style will be exactly same as the one we have just copied. This is actually a very amazing feature from Elementor. But this time we have one little thing to do in this last text. So we're going to select it, and in the style tab, we're going to change the color a little bit. So the color will be BABE and C4. Alright, so next thing we're going to do is add 2 buttons, but we have to wrap the buttons inside a container, which is a good practice. So we're going to add a container after these headings, and here we're going to name it button group. So I'll select this button group container and select the direction row, as our one button will be on the left side and another will be on the right side. So as we learned earlier, the row direction will make the thing inside horizontally. Then we will choose the justify content center, and I'm gonna go ahead and add some padding from advanced tab. We're gonna make it 10 pixel from the top, 10 pixel from the right, and 45 pixel on the bottom, 45 pixel, and then again 10 pixel from the left. By the way, I'm just gonna drag it a little bit down so we can see everything on the top. So yeah, so let's now add our buttons. I'll drag a button in and change the text to download CV. And here in the link, you can add any link you want. For example, I'm adding http://kitpapa.com. This is just for an example. Then we're gonna go under style tab, and in here we're gonna select the text color. It will be A395E9, and then we're gonna make the background color transparent. So to make transparent, you just to drag this bottom knob all the way to the left, and you will get a transparent background color. So as our button is right now without a background color, so we have to add a border to our button. So let's select the border type solid, and we're gonna make the border width 2 pixel, and then let's select the border color exactly same as the text color. So I'm just gonna copy from here and paste it here like this. So if I close this, you'll see our button is having a border. Now let's add some border radius like 8 pixel to make our button nice and round. Then under the advanced tab, in the padding, unlink the padding, add padding like 16 pixel, 13 pixel, 16 pixel, and 13 pixel. Then in here, padding from the style tab, we're gonna add padding of 16 pixel, 13 pixel, 16 pixel, and 30 pixel. And yes, I'm gonna open the typography, and from the font family, I'm gonna choose Poppins, and font size will be 16 pixel, and the font weight will be 500. Let's now add another button by duplicating this existing one. So we have the same buttons, but let's change the button text about me, and here in this link, let's for example put Jim Fahad digital. Alright, now let's go under style tab, and this time this button will have a solid background color. So in the background color, I'm gonna make it A395E9, and in the text color, I'll make it 0V111. Now if you want to add a hover color on these buttons, as I showed, this is very easy. So select the button and go under the hover here, and everything you put here will just show when you hover the button. So on hover, I want to select the background color A395 and E9, and also on hover, I want to change the text color to 0B111 and E. So now if we hover on this button, it will become like this. Now let's add hover on this button also. So select the hover. For this time, I want to just change the background color on hover a little bit. So in the background color, it will be the almost same color but little bit darker. So this time it will be 9183DA. Now if we hover on this, and then let's change the border color as well. The border color will be exactly the same as the background color on hover. So let's just copy and paste. So now if we hover on this, exact same background but little bit darker. So if we close this, you will better understand. So on hover on this button, it's like this, and on here it's like this. Great. Now I want to add more things in the banner section. So let's take a new container. After these buttons, let's make it called row directed. Justify content, let's make it space between. Now within this container, we will add 3 more items. So to add items, we'll use a container to wrap it. Insert container, 1 container, 2 container, and this is 3 containers. So in a container, we have 3 child containers, which is aligned horizontally. So in the first container, we will add a widget. So let's search the widget, which is social icons. We'll select this one and drop it here. So these are the social links. When a visitor will click on each of these links, it will take them to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or other social medias. So for our case, we'll use some other social medias. So let's just delete these ones. So you cannot delete the last one. So I'll just change this one. Our first one will be, let's choose the icon for it. It will be LinkedIn. I'm selecting this one, and let's change the link. I'm gonna link it to linkedin.com. Then I'll just close it and duplicate this 2 times. Then I'll change the second icon to GitHub and select this. Change the link to github.com. And the last one will be Dribble, so selecting the dribble icon and changing the link to dribble.com. So here we have 3 social media links. One is LinkedIn, then the GitHub, then we have the dribble. So now let's style this. From here the columns will be 1, so it automatically aligns everything in a single column. Then from here the alignment will be on the left. Then we are gonna go into style tab. From here in the color it says official color, but we will change it to custom. And then we will have 2 color. One is primary color, then there is the secondary color. Because these icons are having 2 different colors, one color is used in the outside and the second one is used in inside of this icon. So in the primary color we'll make it 151C28. So the outer layer of these icons are black, so outer side of this icon is black. Then let's change the secondary color, which is A395E9. Now we have set the color. Now let's define the icon size. The size will be 17 pixel. Then the padding will be 0.45 EM, not the pixel. Select EM for this. I'm gonna keep the spacing as it is. Now the rows gap will be 10 pixel. Now let's add a divider underneath these icons. So let's click on the grid icon. I'll search divider, drag the divider in. So as you can see, after the social icons I have added the divider. In the divider, style will be solid, width will be, we're gonna select the pixel, width will be only 2 pixel, 2 pixel. Then let's go to style. The color will be A395E9. From here the width will be 32 pixel, and under the advanced tab the margin will be 000 and 16 pixel. So as you can see, we made a vertical line under the icons, so it just removed the emptiness here, and also it looks good. Now let's work on the middle container. Click on here, go to style tab, and I'm gonna set the width of 290 pixel. Then I'm gonna make the min height 400 pixel. Then I'm gonna make the justify content center. And now I'm gonna go ahead under the style tab, and under the background type I'm gonna select gradient. After selecting the gradient, we have 2 color here. One is color and second is the second color. So from the color I'm gonna make it A395E9, and from the second color I'm just gonna make it full transparent. Then I'm gonna open the border here, and in border radius I'm gonna unlink it and make it 160 pixel on the top, 160 pixel on the right, on the bottom 16 pixel, on the left it's also 16 pixel. With border radius I just made the whole box rounded from the top and little bit rounded from the bottom. Now I'm gonna go under the advanced. In the padding I'm gonna make it all 0. Now let's add an image inside this box. So I'm gonna drag an image in. I'll choose the image from the media library. I'm gonna choose this one and select, and I'm gonna go under the style tab, and I'm gonna make the width 220 pixel, and that's it for the image. Now let's work on the third child column inside banner. Now we're gonna add a button here. By clicking that button you can go to the next section. You'll know what I mean after some moments. So let's search icon. I'm dragging an icon in. and then I'm gonna change this icon. I'm gonna search mouse icon. I'm gonna select this one, insert, and in this link field I'm gonna make it about section. So right now I'm just gonna go to style tab. From here I'm gonna make it align right. Then I'm gonna choose the primary color. It's A395 E9. Now the icon size will be 20 pixel. Then let's go ahead under the advanced tab. From here in this position I'll make it absolute. Then I'm gonna scroll down and make the horizontal orientation right and the vertical orientation to bottom. And then the horizontal offset will be -5 pixel. Then the vertical offset will be 125 pixel. Now let's click on the grid icon and add a heading widget inside this third child container. If you drag and drop an widget mistakenly otherwhere else, you can just simply use the navigator, and as we added the heading right now, so you can drag this up and make it within the container. Now let's select this one and let's change the text to scroll down. Let's add the link for this one as well. So hash about section. Then let's go to style tab. Let's add a color. It will be the same color as the icon, so A395 E9. Let's make the align to the right. Then the typography will be Poppins font. Size will be 40 pixel and the font weight will be 400. Now let's go under the advanced tab. Same for this, the position will be position absolute. Then the horizontal orientation will be right. Then the vertical orientation will be bottom. And then the offset will be -35 pixel for horizontal orientation. And the vertical one will be 70 pixel. Then if you scroll down, you will find transform drop down here. Open it and you will see you have a rotate option here. So click on this pencil icon. You can drag this slider right or left to angle the element. So I'm gonna just add a custom value which is -90 pixel, and it will make the heading like this. Okay, now let's little bit work on the inner child containers to make everything perfect. So let's start with this column. I'm gonna make it full width from content width. Then I'm gonna choose the pixel property and make it 150 pixel. Then I'm gonna come down and make the justify content end. So the inner content stays on the end. Then I'm gonna come to the second container. I'm gonna make it full width. And I'm gonna choose the pixel property and make this column 290 pixel. Then finally we're gonna work on the third container. I'm gonna make it full width. Then width will be 150 pixel. Now every element in our banner looks perfect. It looks perfect on the desktop view, but let's check how it looks on the responsive mode. So first let's check the tablet mode. In tablet mode, the header and also the banner is good. Now let's check on the mobile portrait. As we can see, we have to work a little bit on our header and also of course on the banner. So let's start with the header. And actually here we can see this icon is mistakenly outside of this container. So if you notice here, we have a header section. Inside that we have container section. Inside the container section we have this logo, and this icon should be inside this container. So I'll just drag it in and readjust the order, and now it's good. So in mobile device the header is perfect. Now let's move on to the banner. So from here, first thing I'll do is I'll place this whole social icons part under this image. So how we can do is, let's click on this. In the advanced tab we have a order option here. If we choose end from here, it will teleport it into the end of this section. And then this image looks fine here, but let's just work on this one. So I'm selecting this container, and from the layout, let's make it everything center by selecting align item center. And then let's click on here, and from here in the columns, let's select 3 so it aligns horizontally. And about this divider, we'll just remove the divider from the mobile view. We'll go under advanced tab, and if you scroll down, you'll find a responsive drop down here. Let's open it, and from here, let's turn on this option, says hide on the mobile. So if we turn on, it will be hidden from the mobile. As you can see, it's showing a gray shade over it, but you can see this only in the Elementor page builder. So if we update and click on preview, and we try to make it mobile screen, you can see you cannot see this. Alright, so let's go back, and now let's work a little bit more on these icons here. So in here, from the style, I'm gonna increase the gap between icons. So let's increase the spacing like this. Now I want 2 horizontal divider, one before the icons and one after the icons. So let's click on the grid icon and take a divider. So I'm just gonna drag and drop here, and let's make its width 50 pixel. Then in the style, let's make the color A395 E9. Then in the weight, let's increase its weight to 2 pixel, and actually I'll make it smaller like this. And then I'm gonna go under the advanced tab and select the align center. So let's go back to our desktop mode, and from here on the phone we showed this divider, and from here let's go under the advanced tab and open the responsive. Then from here, let's hide it on the desktop and on the tablet as well. Also for this, advanced, responsive, hide on desktop and tablet. But now we need to do one more thing here, because we added the new dividers later in the mobile version. That's why the first divider in the desktop mode is little bit aligned on the bottom side. So we will select this. We'll just use negative merge it from the top, like 50 pixel or 60 pixel, and it looks fine. So now we can move to the next section, which will be our about section. So we are gonna drag and drop a new container after the banner container like this, and we are gonna name it about section. We will make it row detected, and I'm gonna go ahead and add some padding of 80 pixel, 10 pixel, 10 pixel and 10 pixel. Now I'm gonna drag and drop another container within this about section container. Then I'll make it width of 970 pixel. After that, I'll add a heading inside this container, which is a free title. So we're gonna name it free title, and I'm gonna change the text to my intro. Then I'm gonna go to style tab and make it centered align. Then the color, I'll choose 888 B91. Then in the typography, I'll make it Poppins, and the font size will be 13 pixel and the font width will be 500. And then I'll go to advanced tab and add some margin of 000. Here in the bottom, I'll add -10 pixel of a margin. And then I'm gonna add another heading underneath this free title, and this time we're gonna name it section title, and I'm gonna change the text to about me, because this is the about me section. So let's style the heading by going to style tab. We'll make it centered align. Then the color will be A395 E9. Then the typography will be Poppins. The size will be 24 pixel and the font width will be 600. Then in the advanced tab, I'll add margin of 35 pixel on the bottom. Now our pre-title and the section title is ready. Now let's go ahead and add another container underneath this section title. So let's make it row directed container, and that's all for this container. So let's add another container inside this container, and as we will keep an image in this container, so let's rename it as image holder. And then now let's add the image inside this inner container. Now let's choose the image from the media library. I'm gonna choose this one. Then I'm gonna select this image and go to style tab and make the alignment center. And now I'm gonna choose pixel, and in the width I'll make it 350 pixel. Then down here I'm gonna give a border radius of 24 pixel, so the image looks round and nice. That's it for the image. Now let's add another container and drag another new container right after the image container like this. And in this container we will add our contents. So this time I'll rename it contents holder. I'm actually renaming everything just for you to better understand it. Then inside this contents container, first click on this container, then go to advanced. In the padding I'll add 10 pixel on the top and 25 pixel on the left. Now let's another container inside this container, and in this inner container we will add some icon boxes. So I'll just rename it icon box group like this, and we will select this container and make the direction row. Then the justify content will be space between, then the gap will be 8 pixel on the column and also in the row. Then we will add a margin of 15 pixel from the bottom. And now we will add a widget which is called icon box. We'll drag that in. In here we'll change the icon. I'm gonna search a word icon and select this, and in here the title will be experience and the description will be 8 years working. Oops, in the space here. Then from the style here, open the icon, and in here the color will be F0, F2, F4. Then the spacing will be 0, and then icon size will be 20 pixel. Then in the content, open the content here. Title spacing will be 10 pixel. Title color will be F0, F2, F4. Then under the style tab, open this icon drop down. Let's set the primary color to A395E9. Then the spacing will be 0 and the text size is 20 pixel. Then open the content drop down. The title space, make it 10 pixel. Color, let's make it F0, F2 and F4. In typography, font family will be Poppins. Then the font size will be 14 pixel and font weight will be 400 pixel. So this was for the title. Let's go to the description and change the color. Color, let's make it PAPEC4. In the typography, Poppins. Size 10 pixel and 400. Let's actually do one thing. Let's make this title typography, and from font weight let's choose the 600. So it looks a little bolder. Now let's go under Advanced tab. If you scroll down, you'll find the background option here. Open the drop down. From here, you can choose the background color of the box. So I'm gonna make it 151C28. Then I'm gonna close the background and open the border. And from here, I'm gonna add border radius of 12 pixel. And now I'm gonna close this border and open the layout drop down. From here, I'm gonna give a padding of 16 pixel. Oops, let's unlink the value first. (16 pixel, 20 pixel, 16 pixel, and 20 pixel. So now the icon box is having a good shape. So we want this icon box more here. So let's duplicate this. One more. And now let's change the inner content of the icon box. Let's change this one's icon to a briefcase like this one. And let's change the title to completed, and the description will be 48 plus projects. And then the last one, let's change the icon first, and for this one let's choose this icon. And let's now change the title, which will be support, and keep the description as it is. And one more thing here to do is select this container and go to layout. And one thing here I don't like here is it's having too much gap between each elements. So to remove extra gaps, let's click on this icon box and go to Advanced tab. Then under the width, here choose full width 100%. Then let's copy this one and paste the style to each of them. So now it's looking fulfilled and nice. Alright, now let's add a paragraph underneath these icon boxes. So let's add a text editor underneath these icon boxes. So in this widget, this is a dummy text. You can just type your text like this, or you can paste your paragraph here. In my case, I just copied and pasted my already typed paragraph. Then under the style tab, I'll change the color to BABEC4. From typography, Poppins, of course, size 16 pixel, and 400 of font weight. Then in the Advanced tab, I'll add some padding on the right of this element. 50 pixel of padding on the right side. This padding just makes the text a little bit compact, so it looks nicer. So now let's add one last thing to this right container, which is a button. So let's add this button by drag and drop. Then we'll change the title, contact me. But actually this time we're not gonna recreate a button because we already created buttons for our site. So we can just simply copy that, and let me just delete this one and just simply paste it here. Oops, it's on the wrong place, so I'm just gonna drag it down here, and now I'm gonna change its title to contact me. And yeah, the button is ready by simply duplicating the existing one. And now actually in here, I'm gonna do one last thing to make it all perfect. I'm gonna select this icon group container. From here in the Advanced tab, I'm gonna make it padding all 0, so it doesn't have an unnecessary space. You can see everything now looks perfect. Cool. Now let's make our about section responsive. So I'm gonna turn on the responsive mode. From here, in the tab version, select this container. After the section title, select this and make it column based container. So everything will go aligned vertically. Now let's select this container. In here, make the align items center, and from this text in the style, make it align center, and it will become nicely all aligned to the center. Now let's work in each of the items in depth. So first select the image. Let's make the image size 220 pixel, and then let's select this container with icon boxes, and from the layout tab, let's add a fixed width which is 450 pixel, so it looks more compressed and nice. Then let's select this text in here in the typography, and from the advanced tab, let's remove the padding 50 pixel and make it all 0. So that's only it for the tablet version. Let's see how it looks on the mobile version right now. So click on the mobile. So let's start from the image. The image is good. Let's work a little bit here. So click on this contents holder container, and from the advanced, we'll make every padding 0. Now select the main about section, and from here, make padding everything 0. Now let's add little bit margin on the bottom of the button. So let's add 20 pixel of margin from the bottom, and right now our about section is perfectly responsive. Alright, now our about section is completed. Now let's move on to the next section, which will be my experience section. So let's click on the grid icon and drag a container underneath this about section container. Then let's rename it experience section. Let's make it row directed. Then in the advanced, let's keep some padding of 80 pixel, 10 pixel, 10 pixel, and 10 pixel. Then let's add the inner container of this section, and let's make it width of 770 pixel. Then let's go ahead and add our pre-title and the title. So I'm just gonna copy and paste the previous one, the section title as well. Now I'm gonna change the text. This pre-title will be my abilities. Then the section title will be my experience. Oops, I have a typo here. It will be capitalized. After this, let's add a new container after the heading. We will make it row directed. Then let's make the gaps 60 pixel on the column and also on the row. Now let's add one more container inside this, and let's make it 100% width. Direction row, justify content space between, and from here under the wrap, let's make it wrap. Now let's go under the style tab. In the border, let's make the border radius 20 pixel, and let's open the background drop down here and make the background color 151C28. Now let's go under the advanced tab. In the padding, let's add padding of 30 pixel, 40 pixel, 30 pixel, and 40 pixel. We're going to make two cards inside this container. So this is one of the cards which has the background color. So we will make it first and duplicate the same thing. So let's add a heading inside this card. So I'm gonna drag the heading, and this heading name will be front end developer. From the style, let's make it align center, and the color, let's type A395E9. In the typography, font size 16 pixel and font weight 500. Then the padding will be 10 pixel from the bottom, and from here in the width, let's select full width, so it will be centered. Now let's add other thing. Let's search the icon box widget and drop inside this. Now let's change the icon. This icon will be check this one, and the title is HTML and description is basic. Under the style tab, from here let's make the icon position left, then alignment will be center. Then from icon drop down, let's open it and let's change the color to A395E9. Then let's set the spacing to 10 pixel and let's make the size 16 pixel. So that's it for the icon. Now let's open the content and let's select the title color and let's make the title spacing 15 pixel. Then let's set the title color F0, F2 and F4. Now in the typography, appends, font size 16 pixel, font weight 600. Let's set the description color to BABEC4. And in the description typography, font family Poppins, font size 10 pixel and font weight 400. Then in the title typography, in the line height, it will be 1 pixel. Now from advanced tab, here under this width, let's select custom width. Then let's make it 48% of width. Alright, now we are completed our icon box. So we are just gonna duplicate until we get the 6 of them. So let's duplicate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So basically we are having 6 icon box inside one single card. Now let's duplicate this card and then it will look like this. Now let's change the contents of the each item. So this one will be bootstrap and in the description it will be intermediate. Here I'm just copying and pasting my text so I can show you really fast. So I skipped this part where I change every single item's content because I don't want to waste your time showing this. So right now our card is good, but let's make it a little bit more perfect by adding some space between elements. So let's start with this one. So right now the simplest way to add space between elements is select this card and in here in the layout, earlier we added the gaps 0 on the column and also on the row. So now I'm gonna add 20 pixel gaps on the row and we can see instantly it's adding nice space between the rows, which is amazing. The reason I'm telling this to at the end because now you better understand this gaps use after making all these contents. So let's do the same thing for this one. Let's first unlink this and let's add 20 pixel on the row. So right now it's perfect for the desktop. But now let's check the responsiveness from the responsive mode. First, let's check the tablet mode. In the tab view, it looks okay, but let's make it more perfect. Let's work on the main section first. So I'm gonna click it and from the advanced tab, from here, let's just make the padding like 50 pixel, 10, 10 and 10 pixel. And in here, let's select this whole container where the 2 card is placed. And from the gaps here, instead of 60 pixel, let's make it 30 pixel. So it looks perfect. Alright, now let's check on the mobile version. Let's scroll down. In here looks like we have to just change the spaces around the elements. So let's select this one and from the advanced, let's just decrease the padding. Let's unlink the value. From here, let's give like 30 pixel, 20 pixel, 30 and 20 pixel. Now I feel like we can change the gaps a little bit. So let's try 15 pixel. Yes, it looks good in my opinion. So let's copy the style of this card and paste the style here as well. So we got the responsive for this section. So we can say we have completed this section. Alright, now let's move on to our next section. So let's drag a container after this section. And let's name it what I offer section. Now instead of editing everything repeatedly, let's just grab a main container from here and copy this and then paste the style. This will save your time significantly. So after pasting, as we can see, we have padding here perfectly. We have all the properties that we need on a main section. So let's just add a inner container for this section and let's make it width of 770 pixel. Now let's copy our pre-title and section title like this to save time. Now here let's type my services, and this one let's type what I offer. Now let's change the contents. So this one will be, let's type my services, and in the section title what I offer. Alright, now let's add a new container underneath this heading and let's make it row directed. Then in the gaps, let's make it 50 and 50. Now in the advanced tab, let's add the padding of 0, 50, 0 and 50. Now let's add one more container inside this container and make it row directed, and let's give a width of 100%. Now let's select the content width full width and give it a width of 100%. Then under the style tab, let's add a background color 151C28. Now let's open the border drop down and border radius. Let's add 16 pixel. Then under the advanced tab, padding, let's make it 80 pixel, 30, 30 and 30 pixel. Now let's add a heading inside. The title will be product design. The text color F0, F2, F4. In the typography, Poppins, font size 20 pixel, font weight 600. From advanced tab, margin, let's add 20 pixel from the bottom. Alright, now let's add a button underneath this heading. Let's change the text to click here, and then from here under the icon, let's select this icon library. Then let's search, let's type right and select this arrow and insert it. Then from the icon position, from before, select the after, so the icon will come after this text. Then in the icon spacing, let's make it 6 pixel. Then under the style tab, let's make the color A395E9. Then in the background color, let's make it all transparent. And in the typography, font family Poppins, let's make it 14 pixel, and font weight, let's keep it 500. So under the style for the button, we are having a padding option here. So from here, I'm gonna make it all 0 to remove all space around the button text. Now we have completed our one item. Now let's duplicate this item 1, 2 and 3. So let's just quickly change the contents. So this one will be UI/UX designer, and this one it will be visual designer. Alright, in the desktop our section is looking great. Now let's check on this in responsive mode. The tab version, it's perfectly okay in the tab mode. Now let's check the mobile version. We have to do some work here. So let's select this one, this main container of these 3 cards, and from the layout, let's make the gap 20 pixel and let's make the wrap. Then let's go to advanced tab. From the margin, let's make it all 0, and here in the padding, let's unlink the value and add the margin of 50 pixel, 20 pixel, 20 pixel and 20 pixel. Alright, now let's select this heading inside this card, and under the advanced tab we'll decrease the margin bottom to 10 pixel. Alright, now let's copy the single card and paste the style to all other cards. And also for this heading, copy and paste the style, Now the last thing we have to do, select this main container and from the layout make justify content center to align everything on the center. Alright, now our mobile version is also perfect, so this section is also completed. Now let's move on to the next section. So let's drag a new container in and drop it after the what I offer section, and we're gonna name this section recent works section. Now let's copy a main section style, copy and paste style. Now let's add our inner container for this section and let's make it 770 pixel. Now let's copy and paste the page title and the section title. Oops. Change the content. For the pre-title, let's type my portfolio, and for the section title, let's type recent works. Now let's add a container underneath the headings. Let's make it padding 0 from the advanced tab. Then inside this container, let's add an widget, which is, let's search filterable, and we get this filterable gallery widget. So I'm gonna add this. So this is basically a gallery with filter controls and multiple items on the bottom. The concept is pretty simple. When you select a controllable filter, on the bottom you will only see the item that is related to that filter item. So let's go ahead and make it our own. So let's click on the filterable gallery like this, and under the contents we'll keep everything as it is until the columns. We'll make the column 2, and then from here we'll set the image height to 195 pixel. And from the layout here, let's select the card and select media. Then here we have 3 toggle buttons. One is title clickable, the second one is image clickable, and third one is show pop-up caption. So we'll just turn on this image clickable one. After enabling this, we'll scroll down and open the filterable controls. From here we can add our item, which will be our filter buttons on the top here. By clicking those buttons, we can filter the bottom items. So let's add our first filterable control. We'll name it web, then we'll close it and just duplicate this. So we need 3 of them. First one is web, the second one is, let's type mobile, and the third one, let's type design. Then let's close it, and now let's open the gallery items. From here let's delete the bottom ones and keep this first one. For the control name, let's name it mobile, and for the item name we're gonna name it app mobile. So this one is showing right here, and this one is being related to these control buttons. So you will understand it better when you see it after we finish this. So from here in the paragraph box, we don't need all of this text, so we're gonna just delete this. Instead we'll write demo, and we will select the whole word and click on this insert or edit link. And from here I'm just putting Jim Fahad digital.com and clicking apply. So this right here, this is working exactly as a link button. So let's close this item and duplicate the items until we have 5 of them. So 3, 4 and 5. Now let's change the contents inside these items. First one is good. Let's make the second one design, and item name will be brand design. Then we have web and web design. After that we have web and web design. And let's keep this last one as it is. So if we come back here, now if we click on the filter button for web, it's only gonna show you the cards which is associated with this web filter. Like we're seeing this web design ones. So if you notice here, for the web design one, the control name is web, which is linked to this one. So similarly, how all of this works. Now the function is working. Now let's style the whole gallery. So obviously let's go to style tab and let's set the background color to transparent. Make the padding 0 from here. And then let's open the control drop down. Then in the padding, let's unlink this and make it 4 pixel, 12 pixel, 4 pixel and 12 pixel. Then in the typography, obviously we are using Poppins everywhere, so I'll select Poppins. The font size will be 40 pixel and let's make the font weight semi-bold, which is 600. Let's make it capitalize. Then let's close this control drop down and open the item drop down. Then let's add the padding. First unlink, then 20 pixel, 20 pixel, 0 and 20 pixel. Then let's make the margin all 25. Then from here, let's set the border radius 16 pixel. Then let's close it and jump into the card item. Then let's add the padding. I'll make it 17 pixel, 0, 5 pixel and 0 pixel. And I'll make this color F2, F0, F2, F4. Then in the typography, Poppins, font size 16 pixel, font weight 500. Then I'll keep the content alignment to the left. So if you are seeing the whole section like this, actually don't worry. I made couple of things of this section using the custom CSS, which I will show you how you can add this very easily. So no worries, let's do it. Let's start from here. Under general, in the background color, we'll make it all transparent. Then we'll make the padding all 0. Then we'll just close this general and open the control. In here, control drop down, I'll add 4 pixel, 12 pixel, 4 and 12 pixel. In the typography, of course we are using Poppins. Then 14 pixel and 600. Then in transform, I'll choose capitalize. Then in text color, let's make it F0, F2, F4. Then in the active tab here, we'll make it 0B111E. And in the background color, I'll make it A395E9. Then here, you'll make the border radius like 8 pixel. So all I did here is only going to show when the filter button is active, like this. You get the idea. It's basically adding a background color on the filterable control when it's the active one. Now let's close the control and move on to the next one. Let's open the item. From here, let's give the padding of 20 20 pixel, 0 and 20 pixel. And I'll make the margin all 25 pixel. Then let's make the border radius 16 pixel. Now let's close the item and let's open the item card. From here, in the background color, I'll make the title color F0, F2, F4. Then the typography, let's choose Poppins. Then the text size will be 16 pixel and let's choose 500. Then there is content typography. From here, let's make the color A395 E9. Then in the typography, Poppins, size, I'll make it 16 pixel and width, I'll choose 500. And I'll just make the content alignment to the left. But right now we can see I added this color, but the color is not showing here. Why is that? Because by default in Elementor page, there's a default link color, which is this red color. So here we can do one thing. Let's click on the hamburger icon from the left. Now let's go to site settings. Now let's click on typography. From here, we can see we have a link option here. So in here in the color, we can add our color code A395E9, and you see instantly we're having the purple colors here as well. You can see right now the whole section is looking a little bit weird right now. There is actually a reason behind that. In this section, I use little bit of custom CSS, which I'll show how to implement that at your site as well. It's super easy. So let's go ahead. We will open the gympaddigital.com page and the link is in the description. And if we scroll down here, we can see some CSS code given here. Like for this My Portfolio section, this is the CSS for My Portfolio. So what we will do is just copy this whole CSS, right click and copy, and let's go back to our Elementor. Now at this point, I'm gonna show you a very easy yet amazing trick to add custom CSS on your Elementor free version. So just click on this grid icon and search HTML and you will get this widget. Just scroll down all the way to the end and drag and drop it here. With this, from here in this HTML code field, you can just paste the style we have just copied from that website. So this widget right here, we can see in the Elementor builder, as well as we can see it here. After you publish your site or preview your site, no one will be able to see this. You will only able to see this when you are building your website in Elementor page builder. So for example, if we update the site and preview our changes by clicking here, and if we scroll down there, as we can see, nothing is there. So that's cool. And let's now come back here. So now the question is, I have just pasted the CSS for the recent work section or my portfolio section, but why the CSS is not working yet? So for that, we have to do our one last thing. So let's go back to the website where we copied the CSS from. Then you can see this is my portfolio CSS, and right after that, this is my portfolio class. So from here, we're gonna just copy this class and go back to our Elementor page builder. From here, we will select the filterable gallery like this, and then in the advanced tab, scroll down a little bit and you will see here we have CSS classes. And in this field, just paste the recent work class that we have copied from the website. So I'm just gonna right click and paste. Instantly you can see the additional style have been added to the section. I just showed you a custom CSS example with a simple one. So now our section is looking good. Finally, it's time to add our images. So let's click on the filterable gallery, and from the content tab, let's open the gallery items, which is these. So let's open the first one, scroll down, and you will find a image insert here. So I'm choosing this. I have we have added all the images in the media library earlier, so I'm just gonna select the image from here. So the first one will be this one. I'm selecting this, then let's select the second one, then let's select the image for the second one. I'm gonna choose this one, and then next this one. I'm gonna choose this one. Then for this one, I'm gonna select this one, and finally for the last one, I'm gonna choose this one. This one. Okay, all the images have been added, which is looking very nice. So it's time to check our responsive mode. So let's click on the responsive mode. First, let's check the tablet mode. Tablet mode is looking pretty nice. No need to work on this. So let's check the mobile version. In the mobile version, we can tweak a little bit here. So obviously we'll change our main section. So in the mobile, it's already looking good, but we will select this container from the advanced tab. In the padding, we'll just make it 0 and we're good. Or let's see, actually from here, I feel like the space is too much. So let's decrease this. From here, let's select the filterable gallery. Then let's open the item. From here, let's keep the padding as it is, but from the margin, let's unlink this and just make it like 20 pixel, 20 pixel, 0 and 20 pixel. And this is now perfect. Let's now go back to our desktop. Actually, here one thing. I feel like this demo button is a little bit bigger. So let's quickly fix this by clicking here. We have it in the item card. Then in the content typography, instead of this 16 pixel, let's make it 14 pixel. Now it's looking perfect. Alright, so now our recent work section is looking pretty good. Let's update the Elementor and let's preview the changes. So now this section is beautifully and functionally perfect. Amazing. So now let's come back to our Elementor page builder. Then next, let's add our next section. So let's rename this section testimonial section. So this one will be our testimonial section. Now let's copy a main section and paste the style to the new container. Now let's add the inner container for this section. Let's make it 780 pixel. Now let's repeat the thing. Let's copy the free title and paste it in the container. Copy the section title and paste it underneath. Let's change the content to my clients say. Now for the section title, it's just simply testimonial. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and drag a container after this heading, and I'm gonna go ahead in the advanced tab and make the padding all 0. Then I'm gonna click on the grid icon and search widget that is testimonial, and you'll see this one. So I'm gonna drag it down, and as you can see, we have a testimonial widget. And in here, if you see here, we have 6 different testimonial style. So I like the 5th one, so I'm gonna select this one. Now in the testimonial drop down, let's disable the enable quote icon, and also let's disable the rating. And down here we have 3 testimonial items which are being slided in here. So let's remove all the items, and in the first item, let's edit the contents. So for the client name, I'll put this is the client name, and the designation will be, let's make it manager. Then in the testimonial review, you have to put the user review text. So you can either type here or copy and paste your own text. So to do it real quick, I'll just paste my text, and also down here you can put any link like kitpapa.com. So from the client avatar, I'm gonna choose this one like this, and that's it for the one item. Let's duplicate the item 2 times, and let's just change the images. And let's change the third one to this. Alright, now we have completed the testimonial work. So let's close it and open the settings drop down. Then under the settings, from here, make the slide to show to. Then from here, it has the option show dots. Toggle this on. So we are done here. Now let's move on to the style part. So from here, under the layout, there is a column gap. Let's add 18 pixel, and then padding, let's unlink, and then let's add 24 pixel, 32, 24, and 32 pixel. Then let's add some border radius of 24 pixel, and in here the background, let's make the color 151C28. Right now it's looking very ugly, but we are going to the part where we will color the text to white. So after this, let's open the description, and from here let's add the color BABEC4. Then in the margin here, let's make it all 0 but 25 pixel on the bottom. Then in the typography, pop in, then 14 pixel, and weight will be 400. Then let's add some line height of 1.6, and I'm gonna choose the EM property. Now let's close this and move on to the client drop down. From the client name, the color, let's make it F0, F2, F4. Then the client designation, let's make the color BABEC4. And then the client name typography, let's make it 16 pixel, pop ins, and then font weight 500. Then the client designation color, let's make it BABEC4. And in the typography, let's make it 14 pixel, and let's select the pop ins. Alright, then here in the client image section, let's make it 60 pixels so it becomes a little bit smaller. So we're good here. So I'm gonna close the clients and open the dot. I'm gonna make the dot top spacing minus 33 pixel, and the width and height I'm gonna keep it the same. Then from here I'm gonna make the merge right 6 pixel. Then in the background I'm gonna make it 888, B9, 17, and D. So it's semi-transparent with the bluish color. Now let's scroll down and we can see we have active section here. So basically, for your better understanding, right now we are doing the styling for this dot. So initially the dot color is like this, the semi-transparent we have just added. Now we are gonna add the color when the dot will be active. So it will be A395 and E9. Now as we can see, our dot is going outside of our section. So let's click on our main section, and from the padding, let's add some more padding from the bottom, and it will be good. Now let's check the responsiveness of our section. So let's check the tab first. So on tab, we have to add the padding on the bottom of our main section. So I'm adding 100 pixel again, or I'll actually add 80 pixel. Then let's check on the phone. Now let's make the padding on the main section all 0 but 60 pixel from the bottom. Now it's looking pretty good. So let's go back to the desktop mode. So now our testimonial section has been completed. Now let's move on to creating a very important section, which is our contact section. So let's first add a new container. Now let's name it contact section, and from this section let's just copy the section and paste the style to have basic padding and everything. But from here I'm just gonna make it 0, 80 pixel, so it looks good. Now inside this, let's add the inner container and let's make it 970 pixel. Then inside this, I'm gonna add the pre-title and section title, and this pre-title will be Get in Touch. Then the section title will be Contact Me. Okay, now let's, after this heading, let's add another container. So let's make it direction row, and under the advanced, the padding, let's unlink it and make it 10 pixel, 100 pixel, 10 pixel, and 100 pixel. And then within this container, let's add 2 more container side by side like this. Now let's click on this first container, then let's make it full width, and let's make it 50% of width. And let's go under the advanced tab. In the padding, let's add 0 and 70 pixel, then 0 and then 10 pixel. And then we're gonna copy this container and paste the style in this container as well, but just only for this one. Under the advanced tab, and from the padding, let's make the right padding 0 pixel. Now within this container, we will add 3 more containers vertically. So let's first add this container and work on this. And now let's add a heading inside this container like this, and let's change it to talk to me. Then under the style tab, let's make alignment center. Then let's choose the color F0, F2, F4. In the typography, poppins, then let's make it 20 pixel and choose the font weight. I'll keep it 600. Then in the line height, let's give it 1.5 em of line height like this. Alright, now let's add some more containers within this left container. So I'll just drop the container. So I'll just drag the container like this, and in this container we will add an icon box widget. So I'll search icon box and drag it in. Then from here, let's choose the icon. I'll choose envelope. I'll just choose this one. And for the text, let's type email, and in the description, let's type user@gmail.com like this. Then let's go under the style tab, make the alignment to center, and open the icon. And then we have here icon primary color. We'll make it F0, F2, F4. Then we'll remove the icon spacing. We'll make it 0, and the size we'll make it 25. Then let's open the content. From here, title spacing, let's make 3, and the color, let's make it F0, F2, and F4. Then in the typography, poppins, and then 14 pixel of size. Then let's make it 500. Then for the description, we'll type BABEC4. And then in the typography, poppins, we'll make the size 14 pixel and we'll keep it 400. After this, we'll add a button underneath this icon box. So let's go to style. From typography, let's choose the icon. Let's search right, and let's choose this one and add it, and make the icon position after, so icon appears after the text. Then in the icon spacing, we'll make it 6 pixel. Then let's go to style. In the typography, let's make it poppins 14 pixel and 500. Then in the text color, let's make it A395 E9. And then in the background type, in background color, let's make it all transparent. And from the advanced, let's make the padding 0. And from the style padding, I'll make it all 0. And finally, I'm gonna go to advanced tab, and in self align, I'll make it center. Alright, so now we have our content ready. Let's just select this single card and go to style, and let's go to background color and give it 151C28. Also from here in the border, we will make the border radius 12 pixel to make it more round and nice. Alright, so now let's just duplicate the card and make it all 3. Then let's go ahead and change the content of each item. This one, let's type WhatsApp, and then I'm gonna put just some random number. And for this one's icon, I'll search WhatsApp and choose this one. Alright, then for the next one, I'll type Messenger, and in here I'm gonna just put this text icon for this one. So let's search Messenger and you'll see this, and I'm just adding this. Alright, now the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add a contact form on the right side. So to add a contact form, we're gonna be using a widget that's called Made Form from the Made Form plugin. So I'm just gonna drag that in, and here this particular widget is a bit different than other widgets because we cannot edit the form directly within this left panel, and to edit that you have to just click on this edit form, and from here you can create a new form or you can select your already created form. So as I don't have a form, so I'm creating my new form. So let's enter the form name. So for example, let's make it my contact form, and I'll just select the blank template and I'll just click on this edit form. Now from here, a different Elementor pop-up came up. From here, the building mechanism is exactly the same, but it's just dedicated to make the contact form. Alright, so let's start building our form. So I'm gonna take a simple container, and then I'm gonna make it column directed. Then under the advanced tab, I'll link the padding and I'll make everything 0. Now I'll click on the grid icon. Then I'll drag this text widget in this contact. From here, we'll change the label title to yes. The label, let's type name, and in the name, let's make it mf-name. And down here in the placeholder, I'll just type insert your name, and the placeholder will show in this input. Then let's go to style tab, and under the label, let's change the color to DABEC4, and in typography, Poppins, font size 13 pixel, font weight 400 pixel. Now let's add the margin of 0, 8 pixel and 20 pixel. Now let's open the input. In here, input padding, I'll put everything 20. Then here in input color, I'll make it PABEC4. Then I'll put the input color on the focus, like when will you focus on this input, then how you want to style it. So in the input color on focus, I'll put the same color, PABEC4. Then in the input background, let's make it fully transparent. And then if you scroll down, you will see a border type. Select solid, and you will have a border width. I'm gonna make it 2 pixel. Then I'm gonna insert a border color. Let's make it 888 P91. Then in the input typography, let's make it Poppins as well. And then the size, let's make it 16 pixel and font width 400. So if you write your name, it will look like this. Nice. Now let's style the placeholder that is showing before you type anything. So open this placeholder. In the placeholder, I'm gonna make it 16 pixel and 400, and then the color will be 85, 86, 87. Alright. Now one thing I want to do is in the input, if you scroll down here, there's a border radius, so let's make it like this, 12 pixel. Now we have created our name input, so let's copy this one. So let's duplicate this one, turn this one into a email input. So from here in the label I'll put email, and in the name mf- I'll put email, and from here I'll change it to email, insert your email, and then the rest is the same. So now let's add our text area. So let's click on the grid icon and scroll down, and you will find the text area here. So I'm just drag and dropping it. Now from here in the label it will say project, and I'll keep this thing as it is, and from the placeholder it will say write your project. Now if we copy this up our inputs and paste the style here in the text area, so we instantly have the style from them. Amazing. And now finally let's add our form button. So I'm gonna drag the submit button underneath this text area, and from here I'm gonna make the button alignment to the left, and the button will say send message. Then under the style tab I'm gonna make the padding 12. Let's first unlink this, so 12, 16, 12, and then 16. The typography Poppins, and then 16 pixel, and width will be 500. Alright, now let's change the text color. So let's type OB111 and E. Then there is background color. Let's make it A395E9. And then after that I'll select the border. I'll go to advanced tab and make the padding 20 pixel from the top and everything 0. So now let's update this and click it here, update and close. Now the form will load. Now as you can see our form is loaded here. So now I have just added some simple custom CSS to simply tweak this contact form. So I will show you how you can easily add the custom CSS. So let's go back to the site where the all CSS code is there. You can scroll down here under the form section CSS, just copy the whole code, and then let's come back and scroll down to the bottom and select this HTML widgets. And now let's make it a little bit bigger so you can see, and in here click here and hit 2 enters, and exactly here paste the code you have just copied. So right now I have just added couple lines of code in this style tag. Actually you don't have to understand any of this thing, even actually don't look at this code. You can just copy and paste the way I tell you, and it will work perfectly for you. So after pasting we can see nothing is changed. So as I said earlier, we have to add a class to the element that we want the change in. So in this case I'm gonna select the made form like this, and in the advanced, in the CSS classes, I'm gonna go back to the site and just copy this class. It's called form section class. This one was the form section CSS, and this is the form section class. It's actually very well written, so I'm gonna just copy it and go back there and just paste the class in here. So now as we can see our style worked, but I want to edit this form a little bit, because what I exactly want now, I want some space around this label. So we can do that very easily. So let's click on edit form, and from here click on this input. Then from the style tab here under this label, it has a padding property. So I'm gonna just give something like 5 pixel of padding and just copy this and just simply paste the style to the other ones. and I'm gonna update this and click on the update and close. Now we can see there is a nice space between the line and the label. Very cool. Now our contact section is looking nice on the desktop. Now let's check how it looks on the tablet. So let's click on the tab. Looks like we have to work on this. So let's select this right container, and from the advanced we can fix this by decreasing the padding from here. So let's try. Let's first unlink this, and on the right let's keep it 30 pixel, and from the left let's keep it 10 pixel, and then let's select this container after this heading. So this one has some huge number of padding, so let's decrease it. So unlink it all 0, and on the right let's make it 50 pixel, and on the left also 50 pixel. So it looking nicer. Now let's check it in the mobile. In mobile we also have to play with the paddings. So from here I'm gonna make it all 0, then I'm gonna select this container and I'll remove the spacing from here as well. Now it's good here, also perfect in here. Alright, let's go back to our desktop mode. So now our contact form is ready. Now we have to create our last section, which is the footer section. So I'm gonna take a section from here and I'll make this full width. Then from here I'll just drag it up and put it before the HTML container, because I want to keep it all the way to the end. So let's select this, the footer container, and rename this footer section or just footer. Then let's select the footer, and under the style tab let's add a color. So the background color will be A395E9. Then let's go under the advanced tab, and in the padding let's add padding of 35 pixel, 10 pixel, and then 75 pixel and 10 pixel. Now let's add a new container inside this footer and make it align items center, and then we're gonna click on the grid icon and add an image which is gonna be our footer logo. So let's rename this footer logo, and from here let's just choose the footer logo, which will be this one. So I'm selecting this, and from the style let's choose the align center, and let's make the width in pixel of 75 pixel. And then I'm just gonna add a new widget, which is icon list. I'm gonna drag it in and drop under the orbit, and I'm just gonna delete all of them except the first one, and I'll just rename it about. Then I'll just duplicate and make it 3. Then I'll make it projects. Then the last one, let's make it testimonial. Now let's remove the icon from each one because we don't need icons. Alright, now go to style tab. We're gonna add space between 24 pixel, and we'll select alignment to center. Then open the icon, and in the color we'll make it OB111E. Actually it doesn't matter because we don't have the icon, so I'm gonna go ahead in the text, and then in the color let's make it OB111E, and then in the typography I'm gonna make it 16 pixel and 400, and then we can add the margin here of 20 pixel, 0, 15 pixel and 0 pixel. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in the content. From here it says layout, just make it inline. Alright, now I want to add the social icons here as well. So if you remember, we have created a social icon here on the banner, so I want the social icon here as well. So let's just copy this instead of making it from scratch, because it will save a lot of time. So I just copied and I'm just pasting it here, but we didn't want it exactly like this in here, so I'm gonna make it align center, and columns will be 3, so it aligns everything in horizontal way. And then from the style tab, I'm gonna just increase the spacing between the elements. So let's make it like 20 pixel, and it looks good. And now the last thing in the footer I want to add is a text editor. With this, we're gonna make a copyright text. For example, let's change the text like this. I just pasted my text instead of typing, so it looks like this. Then let's go to style tab and select the alignment to the center, and let's make the text color OB111E. And then in the typography, let's make it Poppins. And then from the advanced tab, let's add a margin from the top, like 50 pixel. And then let's make the style 40 pixel and 400. And then let's change the color. Let's make it 151C28. And then in the typography, Poppins, and the size, let's make it 40 pixel, and weight, let's keep it 400. And now from the advanced tab, let's add some margin from the top, like 50 pixel, and it's looking good. And let's check the responsive. Finally, in the tab, it's perfect. On the mobile, just let's edit the section padding from the 75 pixel to unlink this. Let's make it like this, and it's looking good. We are done creating our all sections, and it's looking pretty good. But in this page, don't you feel we are missing something? Yes, we are missing the navigation bar. Every homepage do have navigation bars, so let's create one for our homepage. Now first of all, let's scroll down all the way to the end, and from here let's take a simple container, and then let's rename this nav dark. So we are making the navigation bar for our dark version. Now let's work on this section. So in here, I'm gonna select row directed column and make it justify content center. Then I'll go to advanced tab, and in here I'll add padding of 15 pixel, 0, 15 pixel, and 0. So let's work on this nav dark. From here we'll make the width 328, and then in the advanced we'll just make the padding all 0. And then down here we're gonna select the position fixed. Position fixed means your element will be in a fixed position, and similar to the position absolute, your element will not take any space. So now let's make this particular orientation offset to 15, and then we'll make the z-index 10, so our navigation bar stays on top of everything. So currently our navigation bar is placed like this. Now let's add another container inside this. Then let's make the justified content center. Then in the style, let's add a background color DDE3EECC. Now this gives us a semi-transparent color, which looks cool. Now let's open the border drop down, and from here let's add a border radius up. And then let's go to the advanced tab, and let's in the padding let's make it all 0. Then let's make it 15 pixel, 0 pixel, 15 pixel, and then 0 pixel. Next we're going to add a social icon widget. So click on the grid icon, search social icons. Let's drag that inside the container. Then let's delete all the options, and let's edit the first option. So I'm gonna select the home icon for this. So I'm searching home, and I'm clicking on this all icons to show all. I'm selecting this one. Then let's add another, and we'll select a user icon. So let's select this one, and then we wanna add a book icon. So I'm choosing this one, looks good. And then the last one, we want a briefcase icon. So I'm selecting this one. Then finally the last one, we want the icon of messenger. So I'm selecting the Facebook Messenger one. Okay, so we have got our all icons. Now it's time to style it. First, from here, let's make the shape circle. So it makes the icon shape circle. And then let's go under the style tab. From here, let's add our custom color. So the primary color will be in the background. The background, we will make it full transparent. And in the secondary color, we will make it 525760. Now it's looking nice and clean. Now let's define the icon size. Let's make the icon size 17 pixel. Then let's add a padding of 0.45 em. Then the icon spacing, let's add 25 pixel. Then in here, in rows gap, let's make it 15 pixel. Already our navigation bar is looking pretty nice, but it's time to make it fully functional. So for example, let's click on this social icons, and in the content, let's open this home button, and in the link here, let's type #banner section and copy this banner section and click on this banner section here. In this advanced tab, paste that copied text as CSS ID of this one. Now check this. If I scroll down somewhere and then click on this home icon, it automatically scroll up and takes me to the banner section. Cool, right? Then let's do it for user as well. So let's make it for about section. And then let's copy this about section, and in the about section, it advance in CSS ID, paste it. If now we click it, it takes us to the about section. Pretty good. Then now let's assign this book icon to the experience section, and now I'll copy this, paste in the CSS ID. Now this is working as well. Then next we have a briefcase icon in here. I'll dedicate this for what if section. You can just put anything here and copy the thing to a section ID like this, and it will perfectly work. So this is working as well. Now the last thing, we have a messenger icon. We will set this for contact, and now we will copy the section, paste it into the section ID. So this works. So our nav bar is fully functional. Now let's make it more beautifully interactive. So for that, what we just have to do is go to the gympoddigital.com, where we have the CSS code, and you will have to just scroll down until you find this navigation section CSS. So you have to just copy this whole code. And now let's go back to Elementor page builder. And inside our custom CSS, we will add this code inside the style tag. After that, we will go back to the site and scroll down a little bit here. To make that work, we need to add some classes on some elements. So let's first start with this. This says main container of the dark version and light version. So we will just copy this and then go back, and we have this dark version, which is parent of all the sections. We'll go in here and give it a class name, which is dark version, and after that we'll just paste the main wrapper class we have just copied. Then we'll go back to the site and scroll down, and under this JS snippet, we just have to copy this whole JS code. Please don't get confused by this big code, because you don't have to understand the single bit of it. So let's just copy it and go back to the Elementor, and in the custom code, after this style tag, add some space and paste the whole script tag. Then finally, let's go back again for the last time and scroll up a little bit, and you will find this menu highlighter and active button class under this social icon widget dark version and light version. Let's just copy it, go back, then click here, click on this main container of the dark nav, and under the advanced tab we'll just paste the class name. And now we can see we have an active color. When we go to the section where the icon is dedicated to, it becomes highlighted, or if we click on an icon, it also becomes active. So now let's update and preview in the different tab. So as you can see, it's looking pretty nice and it's very easy to implement if you just don't miss anything when putting classes and its custom CSS. So now we can say our dark version is fully completed and it's looking pretty amazing. Now it's time to show you how to make this whole site light, step by step, and very easily. So I'm gonna show you a very simple and very straightforward way to turn this whole site into light mode. So let's just first close everything and have a clean view. So in this dark version container, we have all the sections we have created for the dark mode. So let's close this dark version container and let's right click it. Then let's hit the duplicate. Now we will see we have duplicated the exactly same thing right after this one. So the first one is our dark mode, and for the second one I'll just name it light version. Now all we have to do is that edit this light version and turn it into a white page, and then when you will click on this icon, this dark version container will be hidden and this light version container will be shown. So basically, initially the light version container will be hidden, and when a user click on this icon, then the light version will be shown and the dark version will be gone. So I will show you this step by step how we can do it very easily. So for now, let's keep this dark version container hidden from here, and first of all we will make every element suited for light mode, then after we will function it. So let's start with this container itself. Let's go under the style tab, then in the background color we will just clear this background color property. So by clearing, you can just clear the background color and it will be white, but we'll not do that because that's not a best practice. So we'll make it like #FFF. So in case our visitor browser is in the dark mode and then they turn the light mode on, so the background can show this white color. Alright, then let's start from the header. So in the header, the logo is fine here, but we have to change this icon. Under the style tab, in the primary color, let's change it to 2125C. So it will have a dark color and it will be nicely visible. Then in the banner, in the heading here, under style tab, let's add a color which is 2125C. So I'm just gonna copy this color as I'm going to put this on every heading. So let's do it very quickly. But actually for this heading, I'm gonna make a different color like 525760. And then our button is perfectly fine, so we're gonna not work on that one. So next we have the social icons. Here we have to work a little bit. So in the style tab, in the primary color, I'm just gonna make it A395E9, and then in the secondary color I'm gonna make it fully white, so FFF will work. Alright, now the rest is good on the banner, so let's scroll down and let's work on this pre-title here. In the style, let's make the color a little bit darker, so 525760, and this section title is okay. So let's move on to this ones. So let's edit the icon box's background color. So it's actually in the advanced tab, and in the background we have this background color, so we'll just make it white color. And we have title inside, so for title in the style and contents, the title color, let's make it 2125-2C, and then in the description 525760, and it's nicely visible. Now we will add some shadow on the item, so select this, then in under advanced tab we'll come down here, we'll open the border drop down, then from here we have a box shadow option, so we'll make the color hashtag 0B111E1A, so it's a transparent light color. Then we'll set vertical 2, then I'll make the blur 8. Now if we close this, we can see we are having a nice shadow around the item. So let's just come back and copy this and paste the style on the other ones. Okay, nice. Then let's color this paragraph. Let's make it dark, 525760, looking nice. Then we have this one, we'll just copy this one, copy and paste the style. Oops, you have to paste the style, not paste. So also in here I'll make it a light background, so let's make it FFF, and then inside the items, under style tab, under contents, we have the title here, so let's make the title like 21252C, and the description, let's type 525760. Then I'll just copy and paste the style, very simple. Then let's select this box, and under the advanced tab and under the style tab, in the border and in the box shadow, let's make it the same color, 0B111E1A. Then let's make the vertical 2 and blur 8, and we have the nice shadow here as well. So now I'm gonna copy and paste the style here, and also this style on each items. This and like this. Okay, looking good. Then let's move on to the next one. From here in the style, I'll make the background color fully white, hash FFF, and then the title in the style color will be 21252C, and the card color, let's add a box shadow, so the same will be 0B111E1A, and then vertical 2 blur 8. Let's copy, paste the style and paste, copy, paste the style, paste the style. Alright, cool. Now next, let's make this, paste the style and here as well. Now in this portfolio section, in the filterable gallery, let's work on here. In the style, let's open the control. Then in here in the color, let's add 21252C. Then let's open the item card. From here, let's make the text 21252C, and we can see that text is blending with the background color. So to remove this background color, we have a simple custom code, and from here actually we already have the CSS code inside our Elementor for the both dark and light mode. Just we have to change the style, one for dark mode and one for light mode. So all we have to do is select this filterable gallery, and in the advanced tab under the CSS classes, it has recent work class, but we'll just make it recent work light. And here we have everything white, but we just need a shadow here. Let's select the filterable gallery. Now let's go under the style tab of filterable gallery, And from here under the item card, and here we have box shadow. So let's make the box shadow hash 0b111e1a, then make it vertical 2 and then blur 8. Then from here under this item we have a box shadow option. So in here I'm gonna just put the color OB0B111E1A. Then from the vertical I'm gonna make it 2 pixel, and I'll make the blur 16 pixel. And here we go, we have nice box shadow on each items. Then let's move on to the next section. We have testimonial section. In here, for this one, this is very easy. In the style, let's just change the background color to fully white. And then in the description, this description color, let's make it 52570. Then in the client name color, let's type 21252C. And then client designation, let's type 525760. Perfect. Then let's move on to the next one, which is contact me or contact section. From here, let's make the heading 21252C, and in here let's make the background white. Then let's select the icon box. In here, let's make the icon color 21252C, and the title color, it's the same 21252C. Then the description, let's type 525760. And then finally let's select this box, and under the border we have box shadow. From here, vertical 2, blur 8, and then the color will be hash OB111E1A. Looks nice. So let's just copy and paste the style. Also for the icon box, copy and paste the style. So everything in this side is perfect. So for this made form part, we have a simple custom CSS. If we put that, it will work perfectly for the light mode. So let's copy the class and CSS. So let's scroll down, and here we have form section light CSS. So I'm just gonna copy this and put this into our custom CSS here. So inside the style tab, and then copy the class. This is label bg light. This is for the form section light class. So let's go back and click on this, select the made form, and in the advanced, let's put the CSS class to this, and it looks perfect on the light version as well. And here in the footer, we're not gonna do much. We can just change this background color to plain white, and also we can little bit change these icons. So in the style, let's make it A395E9, and in the secondary color, let's make it fully white. And now everything looks fine. Let's just recheck everything, and we can notice here we need to add some padding. And now to add some nice gap, I'll just use a custom CSS from here under testimonial section light CSS. We'll just copy this, paste it into our style tag. So now it did not work because we have to paste the style. So from here we'll select this, and in the advanced tab, CSS classes, let's add this, and it will add some nice spacing around the cards. Now let's recheck everything. Yes, we have some little tweak, for example like this one. Let's copy the style, copy this on style, and let's recheck everything from the bottom to top. And to me, the light mode looks perfect. Now let's click on update. Now all we have to do is function the color toggle button, so when you click on here, the page color will be automatically changed. So we have our custom CSS for that. I'll go back to the site and look for this light and dark toggle CSS. So I'm just gonna copy this and paste it into the style tag. And now I'm gonna just copy this light version class for our main light version container, and I'll just paste this style here. Let's just copy the footer from here and let's delete this footer from here. Now let's show the light version in the Elementor, which is hidden by initially. So from the custom code, we'll scroll down and we can show it in the Elementor. So I'm hitting Ctrl +/ to comment it out. When you comment out a CSS code in the CSS, it doesn't read. So the code that is initially hiding the light version is now commented out. So we can see the light version is here visible right now. So we'll scroll down, and then after this contact me section, we'll paste our footer section. So right now the footer section is inside the light version. So if we again enable this CSS code, then the light version will be gone, and with that the footer will be also gone. Now to enable the function, on click here, the light mode will be activated. All we can do is go back to the site and look for the class. From here, all we have to do is click on this moon icon, and under the advanced tab in CSS classes, let's just type dark button, and let's copy this. Then in the light version container, inside the container and icon, there's a sun icon. So from here we'll just make it sun icon, and under the advanced tab, let's put the class light button, and we'll click update. Then let's see the preview. From here we have this moon icon, and if we click this, the whole page has become light. Amazing, right? So this was one of the simplest way how you can turn a dark page into a light page using Elementor Page Builder. Alright, so we have completed our amazing portfolio website design. Now you can just go ahead and make your own professional website. Please comment down below about the learning experience from this video. Also please share this video on social media. It would mean world to me. So I'll see you in the next video. For now, bye bye.